Right. Good afternoon. Always giving honor to God. It is a pleasure to be here to it's a very momentous occasion that we're finally at the end of the tunnel with the start of the Yokley dredging project. I think it's something that got started. I think Sam alluded to it, but it was in 1984. I actually was a senior at Franklin High when this project, and my dad was on the council with Sam, and now here I am, gray-haired and 56 years old, and now we finally doing this. And but just real briefly, I would like to acknowledge Mayor Pro Tem Lester Levine from Franklin City Council, Councilman Jamie Robinson. We also have Councilman Rodney Orlander that is with us, and also Mayor Clarence Vapper from the town of Baldwin, as well as Bowler Grange, the members of the Drainage Board, District Number 1, and I can't ever forget our former mayor and former state rep and member of John Bel Edwards staff, Mayor Sam Jones. And I have Sam also come up and give some insight on this. But this is very monumental for the city of Franklin and all Franklin and even the outer edges of Franklin, because this will alleviate a great deal of flooding concerns, especially on the western edge of Franklin, near Attached Action Clinic, West 3rd Street, Casey Street, parts of, I think, the other side of Pecan Acres that drains back to the Yokley. But we're very, very excited about this. I'm very excited that Frisco Industrial Contractors, they were the low bidders on the project. So George Tyler from Tyler is here as well. We're just very excited about this, and I thank God for Reed, because Reed helps keep me with a steady hand at the tiller when I'm getting a little nervous about the money side of a lot of this. And Bo and I discussed it, and Mr. Ed and I drilled down on the numbers. And Bo and Mr. Ed, we all kind of put our heads together and said, look, we're too close to the finish line to come up a little short. We need to make this happen. And thank God we were able to do this. But we're very, very thankful on behalf of the city of Franklin to do this in collaboration with the St. Mary Parish government and the Drainage District Number 1, and also the governor's office, because some of the funding came from capital outlay as well. But we're very, very excited to have, good drainage and will help with many of our flooding concerns in the city of Franklin. So at this time, I have Sam come up, and then Bo.
It was in 1985 that we made an application to enhance the pumping power here, and we had terrible trouble with the Corps of Engineers. They didn't want to participate in whatever. So I did some research on the original Riverine bill that was passed by Congress, and that was passed like in 1934 or something like that, when they were building the levees for the Basin. And in there, this was the last part of the Riverine that was included in the bill. And it said especially that any project of improvement that's done, that the Corps of Engineers will pay 55%, the locals will pay 45%. Call the guys, okay, well, that's not true anymore, blah, 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 blah. So I went to Washington, Mr. Smith, didn't know what I was doing. Went to Billy Tozan's office, said I have in my briefcase, I have a pair of handcuffs, I have a cell phone. I'm not leaving here till y'all bring me the money. Got to bring the money. And Garrett Graves was actually working for him. He was like just out of high school or something. And we had a little bit of a squabble. And he said, well, we don't do that. I said, well, who does that? The Corps of Engineers there in the Pentagon building. I said, okay, well, I'm going to go over there. You can't just walk into the Pentagon office. I'm a citizen. I'm going to go. I was maybe 30 years old, something like that. So I went out. And when you get there, I didn't know this, went through the subway, and I was by myself. It goes right into the Pentagon. That's cool. I got to the top, there was a U.S. Army guy, there was a Marine, there was a Navy guy. Are you the mayor from South Louisiana? I said, I am. will you come with us? And no, where am I going? So I was just going by Dr. Westfall, who was the chairman. We'll see. I said, okay, if that's the case. So I waited. About 10 minutes, a lady came by. It took me all the way, took like 10 minutes to get to the other side of it. Went to his office. He had a geeky guy that was kind of like blowing people off in the office, talking stuff. And a little while later, he comes out, and he was not a military guy. He was a private guy, private industry. And he said, "Mayor, come into my office." And I went in, and in about 5 minutes, explained all that to him. He said, "Yeah, I'm familiar with that law. What's the problem?" I said, "Y'all not putting up the money." He said, "Okay, 1 minute." He went in the back. He came back. He put something in the what you call that? It used to be paperwork that they sent through it was way before computers. And he said, "That's your money. It's going back. It's going to your office right now." And I said, "Wow." He said, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" "No, sir." Came back, and it was true. We built that pump station. The state helped us a little bit on that. Well, after we did that, then we started the problem with getting the water to the pumps. I mean, that was a problem. That's when we applied for the state, 1991 or 92, and they approved it. But they approved it for, I don't know, probably less than what we thought. We had to look in a little while, and then at some point I left office, and then we just waited. The biggest problem has been getting the right-of-ways from people, and Eugene has done that. He wrestled it. He finally got the last one or two. I won't even tell you how he did that, but he got the last one or two to approve it. And so we're going to finish this project. And look, that law was done in 1934 or something. When the Basin was built, that's when the law was done, and it was put in that law. So if you ever have a problem in the future, just go back to that law. It's 55% that they have to put up, and I don't think they've ever changed it. We're the last piece of the river reed. So with that will end my mayor's functions. We'll slide into home and call it.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Boom.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I want to, on behalf of the Parish Council and Parish President Hannegriff, I do want to extend thanks for Mayor Jones for his perseverance and your insight into knowing what the city of Franklin, not only the city of Franklin, but parts of the unincorporated areas needed relative to this Yokley drainage basin. And the parish has been a partner with Drainage District Number 1 and with the city of Franklin all of those years. And we've been steadfast in making this, knowing that this is a priority project, and we've always stepped up with our share of the funding and the cost share for it. So it's a good day for the parish, a great day for the city, a great day for the area and for the drainage district. So again, having said that, thank you all who had a part in it. I'm very confident in that our engineers and our contractor will do a fantastic job on this and look forward to the actual ribbon cutting in the near future. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if Reed, would you like to say something? Welcome. All right. At this time, we'll break ground on this wonderful project. We're looking forward to it, and will help a great deal of residents in this area. And just one little kind of caveat. Also, former Councilman Dale Rogers from the City Council and St. Mary Parish Council worked with us hand in hand on the council, as well as his dad, Mr. Ory, was parish president. So this spanned multiple parish presidencies, from Press Foster to Mr. Ory to Bill Cephalou, Paul Narcan,
Mike Foster was instrumental when he was in the Senate changing
exactly.
us to get the money.
Exactly, and we're thankful, for Senator Allen as well as Representative St. Blanc. We all, it takes teamwork to make the dream work, and it spanned multiple mayors and parish presidents and city council members to make this happen. So we're very thankful. So at this time, we'll we'll break ground on this, and you know, let's rock and roll. We're out here on the Yokley Canal as we have just broken ground on the Yokley Canal. This will help take care of a great deal of the flooding concerns on the western edge of Franklin, but it would also help St. Joe's about Weber Street area, West 3rd Street, Casey Street, parts of Pecan Acres that flow toward the Yokley Drainage Canal. So this is major for the city that we're doing this particular project, and this is a combination of the St. Mary Parish government with Parish President Hannah Griff and Beau LeGrange, CAO, as well as the Drainage District number 1. So we're doing this conjunctively. This is a project that was started in 1982, and I was a senior, 1984. I was actually a senior at Franklin High when this project got started. So now here we are nearly 40 years later, and we finally, coming to an end to get this project started. So it will help alleviate a great deal of flooding on the western side of Franklin.